I'm going to share our experience in setting up projects and expanding our facilities. This is going to be from the perspective of a company which already exists in the state and is expanding or putting up new facilities. That's going to be the baseline. We have over 130 companies in our group. We operate in over 100 countries worldwide and are involved in 20 business sectors ranging from auto, farm equipment, aviation, defense, IT, retail, holidays, the list goes on and on and on. In Telangana, last year our sales were around 10,000 crores and we employ around 20,000 in Telangana. I belong to M&M, the automotive and farm equipment sector. In the last couple of years, we have set up new plants and expanded, and I'm going to tell you our experiences and give you testimonials and also tell what is that from our perspective needs to be done still. It was inaugurated by Honorable Chief Minister KCR, and we have put around 300 crores in phase 1. Not only that, working towards the industrialization of Telangana, we invited some of our suppliers. 6 of them have set up plants near our plant in a supplier park, and they have invested around 250-300 crores. In the last 3 years, as I was telling you, we have invested around 700 crores. We have created over 2,000 jobs in our plant. Over 98% are locals. And our suppliers have created another 500 odd jobs. I'm going to share, all this has been done in the last 3-4 years. I'm going to share what is that we went through and what I feel are the links in the ecosystem for setting up a plants and what has been our experience and what we feel needs to be done further. You know, in any ecosystem where you want to build a competitive atmosphere where industries will come, expand and set up, to my mind there are 5 links. The first link is a visionary political leadership. The second link is a proactive, supportive bureaucracy. The third link is the kind of basic amenities that any industry will require, like water, power, roads, industrial peace, ease of doing business, all that kind of thing, which I'll very quickly touch upon when I come to that link. And the the fourth link is the industrial policy and the incentive system. And the fifth link is the industries already existing who also have a role. But I'll only briefly talk about the first 4 links and leave the last for the role to be played by the industry for a later date. The first link, visionary state political leadership. You know, they say that tomorrow is created by what you do today. Today is the result of what you have done yesterday. There was a time 2 years back, which has been touched upon by many of our previous speakers in the previous session. Power cuts used to be a norm. And we used to have a lot of problem in running the plants. And many of these small-scale industries went through a lot of difficult times as was being shared. In a short span of 2 years, that has become a thing of the past. For the last 1 year, we simply don't have any power cuts. We have got plenty of power. And the entire credit goes to the state leadership. Now you take water. Telangana lies in the semi-arid tropic and there is no water. And if you want to set up industry, you need water. The state is working on that. Talk about Mission Kakatiya or all those that they have lined up. And Mission Bhagirath. I think a lot of work is being done. During the course I will share some of those which are really going towards making Telangana a water surplus state in years to come. It has not still happened, but in the meanwhile, when there is no water, the state is going out of the way to help us in overcoming the water shortage. You talk about the policy, ease of doing business, you will find that you have got in place a visionary state government which is building the right kind of atmosphere where industries will flock to set up their plants. So full marks for that. Now let me move to the second link, which is a proactive, supportive and agile bureaucracy. Now our experience with bureaucracy has been great. I'll only give you some examples. We took over this ailing public sector company, joint sector company, way back in 1995, and we used to have a lot of water shortage problems. By the year 2000, it became very, very critical, and we had stopped the water. We started rationing water to our colony residents. And we were even forced to close the plant on some days because our automotive business is water intensive. If you look at the nearest water source is just about 20 kilometers as the crow flies from our plant. We didn't know what to do, so I went to the industry secretary. Those days it was the principal secretary was one Mrs. Sheila Bide. I went to her and told her that look, I don't have water, I have to close the plant. And if this continues, you'll have to close this plant and get out of here. So could you give water from Manjira because it is very nearby? Now she told me that we can't give you water from Manjira because Manjira water is reserved from the Twin Cities. Normally the dialogue would have ended there. I am talking about how supportive, proactive and agile the state bureaucracy is. She told me that look, I can't give you water, but I'll teach you water harvesting. We have done a lot of work, and not only teach, I'll see that we'll hold hands with you. Then what she did, she connected us with the groundwater department of the state government and the CRISAT. They came, taught us water harvesting, and a lot of help came from the state, and within a short period of 2 years, we have plenty of water. We are one of the national case studies for water harvesting. When we never used to strike water even at 500 feet, we started getting water at 150. So the entire credit for our continuation goes to bureaucracy. I can tell you any number of incidences where the bureaucracy played a very great part. I'll give you only one more example. We never planned to bring the tractor plant to Telangana. And those days, we used to deal with the AP Invest Corporation, which was headed by Madhireddy Pratap Reddy, an IPS officer. Mr. Madhireddy Pratap Reddy saw a news item in the paper saying that M&M is going to set up a tractor plant, are planning to set up a tractor plant in Tamil Nadu. You know what this gentleman did? Bureaucrat. He picked up a phone, rang up the boss in Mumbai and told, why don't you come to my state? I'll give you whatever you want. Connect you up with this chief minister and you'll get whatever Tamil Nadu does, we will match. Started from there, and then we got involved, and the final result that we have set up Asia's largest single location tractor plant. The credit goes to him. If I go on telling you what all help has come from the bureaucracy, it will be a very long list. This morning we were talking that not only should the state leadership be working on creating tomorrow, but also they need to listen to the industry and resolve their problems. Small two examples of how proactive the state government is. Last year, when the Chief Minister came to inaugurate our auto plant, he gave us only about 1 hour time. And then when we requested the Principal Secretary Industry, Mr. Arvind Kumar, that our entire talk has come here, we would like to share our plans for future. So could you at least see that the CM spends 2 hours? He said, no, it's not possible because his calendar is full. But the moment he landed, then the Chief Minister told me, I'll spend as much time as you want, connect me with your talk, whatever help you want, we'll do. And what was amazing is not only he listened to our issues, problems, concerns, future plan, but on the spot took decisions. Like when we requested for certain help on the tractor front, immediately rang up the connected person in agricultural department and resolved our problems. And on the very next day, we received a letter from Mr. Arvind Kumar listing out all the plants points which have been closed and all the points on which they will start working. Amazing, amazing. Recently on 3rd of this month, our team from Mumbai had come down and we wanted the time of Mr. K.T. Rama Rao for discussing the group issues. We were given a time 1 to 1:30, and while we were waiting, a lot of meetings, earlier meetings got delayed, and it was already 1:15 and our turn had not come. And suddenly KTR came out of the earlier meeting and he told our management, "I'm sorry, but you know, the Chief Minister has called me." So I had to immediately rush because there's an urgent meeting. Immediately we thought, oh, then this meeting will not take place. But then he added that, look, we can't meet here, but it takes about an hour for us to drive down from the hotel to CM's residence. So why don't you travel in my car and you get personalized 1 hour time and we can discuss all issues. So our people traveled with us trailing behind. We already had made a list. And by the time we went to the CM's residence, Mr. Arvind Kumar, who was there in the morning, was already there. And Mr. KTR had made notes, while we were discussing what all actions need to be taken. And Mr. Arvind Kumar sat down with us and went through each and every item. In the morning they were sharing that discussion in the morning, and immediately minutes of the meeting were circulated. The same thing happened. And he told us which action, which point will be closed when, whom we have to contact. Amazing, amazing. They've got a great ability to listen. They make time available in spite of being so very busy, and they take actions. So again, big tick for a very agile political leadership and very supportive bureaucracy. The third link is obviously the basic facilities that any industry will look forward to. First is power, which is a thing of the past. Second is the water. Water is still an issue. And we keep on getting into concerns, and unless Mission Bhagirath, Mission Kakatiya and others, which will take quite some time, maybe a year or 2 years, we'll always have those issues. But the point is, in the meanwhile, the way the state supports us. Last year by September, October, we had an issue where the water from river Manjira, the supply that was stopped in December to the state capital, Hyderabad, the Twin City, and it had stopped the supplies to all the nearby locations because there was no water. And we were getting concerned because we were to run 2 plants, and both the plants were depending on water from river Manjira and the groundwater. So we went and met the CM saying that we can't start a second shift in the tractor plant because there is no water and we don't know. The water levels are going down. He immediately connected us to Mr. Arvind Kumar. Mr. Arvind Kumar immediately connected us to the district collector. I, along with my team, went and met the district collector. I'm again telling you how proactive and supportive they are. We went and met the collector. The collector told us that, look, I can take you to Manjira, you won't see a drop of water. This is October, hardly anything. December, entire supply to Twin Cities will cease. And I can take you to all the water bodies nearby and you'll not see any water. Then we started asking him, then boss, what can you do for us? Then he said that I can do 2 things. One is I'll send down a team to your plant. We've got about 343 acres of land. He said our team will study. We have got underground water maps. We'll tell you where you have to dig, where the water could be there. Whether you will have or not, we do not know, but we will study and help you immediately. And within a short span of time, a team came down, studied, and they told us 4 locations you would dig. We dug 4 bore wells, plenty of water. At least immediately there is no. Not only that, then we started identifying what are the water bodies nearby. There is a water body near our plant, which is about 6 kilometers away. And desilting was not done, so all the water is flowing out. The barrage doors were not repaired. The collector has initiated a lot of action on that front. So not only they solved our problem immediately, at least for some time to come, but also a lot of planning for next year. That's how supportive and how forward-looking and agile the bureaucracy is. So I feel that water will also be a thing of past, but that's one area which is a concern area and which a lot of work will have to be speeded up. While plenty of work is being done, as far as the infrastructure is concerned, peace is concerned, we have no problem. There's only one issue for industry, that is getting trained manpower. When a new plant is set up, suddenly you require huge manpower. And if you take our tractor plant, we started employing around 800 and 900 people. And if you take both the plants together, initial requirement is very high. Normally you don't get a good ITI students. And if you go to any ITI, most of them, with few exceptions, the facilities are very, very poor. And the ITI coming out of the institutes really are not worthy, and they need a lot of training. So about 4 years back, the state had started a new ITI stream called the Center of Excellence. Against 1 year and 2 year ITI training, this is a 3 year training where the students spend about 1.5 years in ITI and 1.5 years in the industry. And unlike other ITI courses, earlier courses, they don't specialize in one area, but they specialize in 3 areas. We recruited all of them, the entire 2 batches we took. But what has happened recently is that course has been stopped. And getting good trained workforce is an issue and a concern. This is something which a state needs to look at. And our own request would be that maybe we'll have to form a team to look at this. Those are only our 2 concerns of water for future and availability of skilled manpower. So out of those 4 links, only link 4 we need help. Otherwise we had a great time, and the credit for setting up 2 plants in a very short time of 16 to 17 months goes to the agile bureaucracy and the state government. Thank you.